Hello, Gemini. My name is Nigel, and you have found my alchemy. Welcome to your September 2024 reading. Okay, let's get started right away. We have, first and foremost, the nebula, which, of course, a Gemini would pull. This is a fascinating card, right? This is a card of birth, creation, transformation. They say that this is the eye of God. Something to note here. It has a hard outer shell. In order to get to the good stuff, it takes a little bit of work. But something else to note is that it is a very Saturnian card, which is pretty much karma. Very karma related. Here we also pulled the card of autumn, which is really a nice card to pull, for sure. Autumn is associated with the numbers 1, 9, and 10. It is a culmination. It's a closure. This is where you receive the fruits of your labor. It's like a fruition and release card. But most of all, what this is a harvest. And I can't help but think of the harvest moon, right? We're having a harvest moon on September 17th. So we'll just put that, we'll put that aside. We'll definitely come back to that. Here we have the drowning. And it says, my tears for you will not stop falling. My heart is shattered. I have lost you. This could be you thinking about somebody else, or this could be somebody, Gemini, thinking about you. Simply put, their message to you, their message to you right now is simply, I love you. So there is somebody out there, Gemini, that really loves you. It looks like somebody, if this isn't you being very upset and crying, this is someone else crying over you. Could be an ex, obviously. So here we have coming apart. And the coming apart card came in sideways. It is associated with the number 46. But it is obviously the coming apart of a situation, something unraveling. You're being led, Gemini, through a maze. And this can mean the separation of two things. It doesn't, it definitely sounds like a separation as far as a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be two parts of you breaking off and going into two different directions. You being separated from something else in your life, right? It could be separation from family, separation from your job. So let's keep that on a sticky as well. We have the flamingo spirit here. And the flamingo is, it says embrace the in-between. It's associated here with the number 26. But aside from that, Gemini, flamingos are known for their great balance. They stand on one leg, they balance. So we have to keep that in mind as well. We will tie literally everything together before this reading is through. I'm just sort of going through each card with you first. You do have something going on here with loss. And it says, a major phase in your life is ending. Embrace the newness. So you may be losing one thing to gain another, or you just may be in a period of transition. It says major life change. So expect a major life change here in September for sure, Gemini. You do have Hecate. And Hecate here is the queen of the witches. She's the patron of darkness. She's the patron of darkness, magic, sorcery. She is the guardian of the crossroads. So do you appear at a crossroads now in your life? I guess that's the question. Usually when she appears in a reading, at least from this deck, it's reminding you to be decisive, not to get stuck and get stuck in between two timelines. Be decisive with the direction you want to take, with the words you choose. Try not to be ambiguous, at least not now. September is not a good time for that for you. You have two cards here, which doesn't really surprise me. You're the only sign so far who has chosen two of these spell cards. And this card is healing. It says, candle flame, burn this hour, bring to me your healing power. When these cards in this deck come up right side up, it means that is something you desperately need. So you apparently do need healing from something here. And we'll figure that out as we go through the reading. Here you have sensuality. And it says, your freedom flowing from afar. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. And this card is coming in reverse. So this is not something you lack as a human being. You, Gemini, are probably a very sensual person. For some reason, it is here on the table. And as we go through the tarot, we'll figure that out. But it does look like you need healing in some aspect of your life. Now, here you have better business. This came in reverse. And it says, it's used to... there's a better way for everything. Find new ways to do things. And I would say so because this came in reverse. You may be having problems with your job, problems with money, things like that. And this is beckoning you to find a new way to do the things you've always done. So as we carry on here, you picked 3 of these. And the first time I shuffled the deck, I don't know if you watched it, a bunch of them came out. So I put them all back and tried again, and you still received 3. So I chose the 3 that came out the second time. It says waning crescent moon, surrender, restoration, trust. So the waning moon in September, you might want to write these dates down. We have September 1st and 2nd as a waning period, and September 19th through the 30th. This might be a pivotal time for you this month, the waning moon period. You also have the sign of Libra. And it says diplomatic harmony, balance. And what did we say about the flamingo, right? Balance seems to be one of the key words for you in this reading. Balance. Of course, you could have a Libra in your life that is important in some way. Libra season is coming up September 23rd. And you also have air. I mean, you have multi-meanings for all this. Obviously, air is expansive, intellectual, and inquisitive. And that is, of course, it stands for Gemini as well as Aquarius and Libra. So we're uncovering a mystery as we go through this reading. We have one card here. It says hills. It says obstacles to overcome. So when you get over these hills, these obstacles, you see the sun rising in the background, a new day. And you also have egg here. And it says success assured with good plans and hard work. Now, what's interesting is the new egg is rebirth, success, and it also could mean that you have a hidden resource that you don't share with many people. There might be something hidden there for you, like a nest egg. I'm not saying it's a giant secret. Of course, it could be for 1 or 2 of you, but it is something that you keep to the side. And I think that's really good, important energy for you. So you have here in the beginning of your month, you have the first, we broke your month up into thirds here, okay? In the first third of your month, you have decisions to make. And in this particular deck, this card always does remind me of Gemini for some reason. You do have some decisions as the month opens. You have a few cards here. You have the 2 of Cups, which is lovely, lovely energy. Obviously, this could be a relationship, a coming together of 2 things. Many, many times it symbolizes duality, right? It also, believe it or not, one of the meanings of this card is balance. So balance, once again, seems to be on the table for you. Libra, by the way, I forgot to mention, Libra is also the scales, right? That's balance, but that is also an indication of justice, the balance, the scales of justice. So it could represent legal proceedings that are going on in your life, at least for 1 or 2 of you. I just wanted to mention that. But here you do have the 2 of Cups, and traditionally this is a relationship, and this is a good relationship. Perhaps you're making a decision to see someone, Gemini, or you're making a decision about a relationship, or you're making a decision between 2 different things. In general, let's see. The next card here is the 7 of Wands. In the 7 of Wands, it's this man is being challenged. It's a little different from this side. He's facing us. You see all those wands here on the floor in front of him. This is being challenged. You could feel attacked in some way. But many times this simply means just standing your ground. Standing your ground even though you may feel overwhelmed. Now at the end of the first quarter here, I like this for you, you have the Sword of Truth. You know, and the Sword of Truth is extremely air-oriented, like yourself. Mental clarity, truth. This could be truth coming to light. This could be you using logic, the power of your mind, to perhaps get over whatever struggle you're having here. Perhaps you're using the Sword of Truth in your mental clarity to make a decision that you need to make. Let's go into the second third of your month here. You do have, and this is right next to the Two of Cups. You have, one second, you have here the Ace of Cups, but instead of being this side of the Ace of Cups, you have this side of the Ace of Cups. And this is right next to the Two of Cups, so I can't help but feel they're related, Gemini. The Ace of Cups is generally a relationship, love, beauty, but when it's this side of the Ace of Cups, I would say that it's something that's maybe hidden. This may be a hidden relationship. This may be something that you don't tell many people about, or maybe perhaps your person doesn't tell many people about. This is something that is in the shadows. Perhaps you have feelings for this person that you keep hidden. Here in the center of your month, and this is the energy that all this energy floats around. This is the Three of Cups, but we know instead of the traditional side, you pulled this side. And to be honest with you, I like this side better. This is a side of gratitude. You're grateful for something that happens this month, Gemini. There is something that's going on. It sounds like there's a lot going on here. It really does. It sounds like you are experiencing some loss, some major life change. There's something coming apart, but yet you have all this really good energy, and you also have the card of gratitude. And I don't think this is a reminder. I think this is you. I think you're going to feel at the very core of your month grateful for something that happens. Gratitude. And you know what another meaning for this card is? Harvest. I think that's another key word. We talked about the harvest here. There is a harvest this month of something. There is a harvest. And like I said, it could have something to do with the harvest moon. Like I said, I believe I said it was on the 17th, right? Yeah. So keep those dates in mind. I did rattle off a bunch of dates. Maybe you want to go back and write them down. But the harvest moon apparently is very, very pivotal. And that is mid-month, right? That is your mid-month when the harvest moon takes place. So keep that in mind. Here you have another card that represents harvest, actually. Yeah, this is the Ten of Wands. Now, I like this side of the Ten of Wands because on this side you have the Ten of Wands, and this is sort of stress, obviously stress for, sometimes we're under stress and there's no payoff for the stress. It's just stress. This is stress with a payoff, Gemini. You have the Ten of Wands, and this card is a card of harvest. That is a key word for you. Just remember that. Harvest. Harvest time. It's also a time of stress. It's also a time of hard work. But as you can see, he is making his way to a village. He's not just walking around with this giant weight on his back for no reason. So you are experiencing a lot of change this month, no doubt. But you're also experiencing something else. I think there's some sort of fruition that you will experience this month, Gemini. Now here, the card that we chose for the tone was the card of Saturn. And we did say that this nebula card was very Saturnian, right? So this is the card of karma. There is something that there is karma coming into play here, for sure. There is something that you are being paid back. There is some work you've done. There is something you've done here, Gemini, where you're going to get paid back for it. Now, This also represents, I did mention the legal system, right? This also could represent some sort of paperwork or contract or legal paper, right? That you have to sign or that you're involved in somehow. And like I said, that is just for one or two of you. You do have the Lord of Karma here. And for, you will get what you put in. You will get back what you deserve. And for many of you, you are reaping a harvest this month. For sure. It doesn't come free. There are things that you're going through right now. There are things that you're going to go through, and it doesn't look easy, but I have to tell you, success assured. Okay, let's move on to your fourth quarter here. You do have, kicking this off, the Empress. I mean, you can't get any more abundant energy than that. The Empress is abundance in all forms, fertility. You have that star there. I always think that's the star of Aquarius. A lot of people look at this card and believe she's an Aquarius, but the truth is that regardless of what you see in this picture, I mean that she is, she's wishing upon a star, and the star is fulfilling her hopes and dreams. But the truth is, this is a card of finally becoming comfortable, finally becoming, I mean, and on this side, you see that there is also a harvest. Now, you didn't pull this side, but I know it's there. It's the harvest. This energy seems to give birth to something else. This energy seems to give birth to the Seven of Swords, the infamous Seven of Swords. And this could be you plotting and planning to save your harvest, to be honest with you. It could very well be that. Now, the only caveat here is that it could very well be you being lied to, being deceived by someone else. But I can't help but think this is you, Gemini, because of what this energy collectively gives birth to. Now, this may be you being very strategic with something in your life that needs strategy, because this gives birth to you having choices finally. Having choices. Now, this side of the card would be you being confused as hell. Look at the look on this man's face. Like, what the hell do I do, right? But on this side, these are really nice choices. Having choices that make sense, opportunities, decisions. Okay. Now, let's look at your warnings for the month. Now, you do have a warning here, Gemini, of looking back. Perhaps having memories of nostalgia could very well be not beneficial to you this month. That's in your warnings column. Try to think in the here and now. You have also the Ten of Swords, and it's interesting. This side of the Ten of Swords is a little bit different, as you can see. This is a man studying his pain, studying what happened. And it's in your warnings column for a reason. You shouldn't be doing that. Don't waste your time doing this. You have to put your energy into your harvest, your decision making, getting through what you have to get through, and healing. That's what you need to do. You need to put your energy to good use. Now, the other thing I do notice about this card is the eclipse. There is an eclipse on this card. And the interesting thing is the eclipse is on the 17th and the 18th of September, and the harvest moon is on the 17th. So there's going to be something major that happens around that time. Really write that down. I'm going to I'll tell the whole story with the dates and everything else at the end of the video, and I'll give you your lucky numbers too this month, but definitely consider this time very pivotal. You also have the King of Cups here, along with Page of Cups as warnings. Don't let your heart rule your head this month. If somebody comes in with an offer of some kind, really think about it. It may not be what it seems. This is in your warnings column. This would normally be wonderful energy, but this isn't something that you need to, this is not something that you need to entertain right now. Definitely not. Now, here in your blessings, you have a feeling of being guarded. So normally that comes out and it's a warning not to be so guarded. But I think that this month you're right to be guarded. I think you should be guarded. There is something going on here that you need to be guarded about. Period. End of story. Now, dipping into this a little bit more, this is a harvest too. It really is. This is the 10 of Pentacles. You're receiving a gift. You're receiving a harvest this month. You are. 100%. You also have the Magician here in reverse. And the Magician is a lot like this 7 of Swords, at least in this position. As you can see, that we cannot see his face. And he's mercurial just like you. He rules Virgo and Gemini. And if you notice, he has something behind his back that he's saving for himself, right? This is something that you need to consider. Now, if you look at these two cards, they're very similar. The story is very similar. In the Magician card, though, he is showing the world one thing, and he's showing us something different. Either way, he's looking at a sunrise, though, isn't he? Now, your last blessing here is the 5 of Swords. But the 5 of Swords on this side is someone walking away from a fight, finally. You have defended yourself properly. You went from the 5 of Wands to this side of the 5 of Swords. You have the enemy's sword, you have your sword, and it's over. So I think that these cards, combined with the card of change and courage, you're being called to accept that something is changed. You're being called to perhaps be under a certain amount of stress. You're being called to make decisions, but you're also being called to let go of something here too. Interesting. Now, the fact that you had 3 7s during this reading is a very challenging energy. You may feel a lot of pressure this month. The fact that you had 2 5s during this reading is also challenges and upheavals. 2 aces, new cycles beginning. 2 10s, completions. The harvest moon eclipse time, pivotal for you. Now your lucky numbers this month are 19, 1, 9, 10, 46, 4, 6, 29, 11, 21, 3, 26, and 8. The dates are the 17th, 18th, and then you have the waning moon, September 1st through the 2nd, September 19th through the 30th. But I do think that mid-month is going to be something important is going to happen. Something very important is going to happen. I'm going to pull another card for you, Gemini. Very interesting reading as always. A lot of your keywords are definitely harvest and balance. Harvest time, the fall, and the scales. For Gemini, please. You do have music and joy here. But, you know, if you look in the background, we see that moon. I do think something is going to happen to bring you a lot of joy this month, believe it or not. I also think you're going to be under a lot of stress. I think you're going to be very strategic in many areas of your life, or at least one in particular. You're going to have many decisions to make. I think you're up for the challenge. I think you're going to walk away from this time better. I think you're going to walk away from this time much better. Because remember, success is assured with the right plans. So choose wisely, my friend. I wish you all the luck. Namaste.